Yo, 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 yo. What up? What up, YouTube, man? What up, everybody? What up, world? What up, Instagram? What up, Facebook? Man, listen. Today, we're going to talk about taxes. We're going to talk a little bit about taxes, and we're going to talk about what if you owe the IRS, right? So, we're going to get into it, man. I even wrote a couple notes for y'all. We're going to talk a little bit about taxes. And I know that this can be a tough topic for people, especially when you owe the IRS. It's like nobody wants to owe the IRS, right? None of us want to owe the IRS. But there's definitely a few things that we can do to make sure that the IRS is not really coming after us, not garnishing our wages. You're not getting tons of letters in the mail. You're not getting penalties and things of that nature. So we're going to kind of jump into it. But pretty much, man, there's a few ways that you can owe the IRS or you can owe during tax season. One, if you didn't pay your tax bill in full. And then two, right, when you have an employer, depending on how much taxes you're getting taken out, will depend on, you know what I mean, how much deduction that's actually happening. So when you filling out your W-4 form and you put a 1 in their boxes for taxes withheld, there's going to be less taxes taken out. When you put a 0, there's going to be more taxes taken out, right? So be very mindful of what you're putting on your W-4 form for your employer, right? So there's a couple ways that we could owe taxes, right? However, once we owe those taxes, once we get that letter in the mail, it's officially stamped by the IRS. You want to do a few things. One, depending on how big the tax bill is or how small the tax bill is, how big it is, how small it is, if you can pay that balance in full or if you'll actually need a payment plan to be able to work out, which you can fill out a form online on the IRS.gov website to actually see if you can get on a payment plan or some form of installment plan, right? But a lot of times people get nervous, people get scared, and they just ignore these things. So we do not want to just ignore the payment plan. We don't want to just ignore the bill. We don't just want to ignore the letter and just say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to file my taxes. We want to make sure that we are jumping on this right away and pretty much just taking accountability for what it is. And even if you made a mistake, right? So even if something was a mistake and you did something wrong, we want to make sure that we're hopping on it right away so that way, just like I said in the beginning of the video, you're not getting your taxes garnished, right? I mean, your paychecks garnished, or you're not receiving letters in the mail about them wanting to collect a sum of money because, oh man, I owe this tax bill and I just ignored it. And a lot of times we do that with other forms of debt as well, right? Collectors and credit cards and banks and different things like that, where we just ignore it because sometimes it can feel very overwhelming to deal with. And especially during tax season where most people are expecting to see a return and really hoping to, you know, just have a little bit of breathing room during the tax season, being able to get a lump sum of money where you owe money. And always remember this, your employment status could have changed. So a lot of times that changes things because last year, say you filed as a self-employed, and then this year you filed as an employee. You know, so you always got to consider things that can change your tax situation, such as moving, you know, buying a home and things of that nature. So basically, man, long story short, you definitely want to make sure to get in touch with the IRS as soon as possible. as soon as you receive the tax bill, and then work out what you can based on your financial situation. Because at the end of the day, it is your finances, and you would rather set up the play where, okay, I'm working this out as an agreement, opposed to now it's being forced upon me, and it's just been completely, now it's just completely out of my control, right? So we want to keep things at a minimum, but always be mindful even for next year. And then also that brings me to the next point. By you taking care of this situation, it allows you to not necessarily have to be affected next year when it comes to your taxes, because you're taking care of it right now. Even though it may not be something you want to do, you are taking care of it right away. And that's what matters, that's what counts. So I want you guys to make sure, do not just ignore it, hop on it, stay on it right away. The best way to face it is to face it forward, man. And make sure you go to the website if you need a free consultation when it comes to your credit. I give you guys the advice on the taxes as well. So hit the website, preciouscredit.net. Make sure y'all follow me on IG, right? I am Precious Thompson, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.